Today, I'm looking at the upcoming title, Batman: Arkham Knight. If my sources are correct, I believe we were meant to see this next edition and finale of the Batman Arkham series at the end of 2014. A part of me is disappointed, but then the other part says, you know what, I'm kind of glad. I'd rather the game was finally tuned to perfection, exactly like the Batmobile, before they release it.
All set on the auxiliary power channel.
Good. The solution is ready.
So let me go back to the beginning of the Arkham series and do a little recap. Arkham Asylum. So let me just start by saying the RockSteady studios make me incredibly proud to be a Londoner.
Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner.
I believe they are some of the finest game developers known to man. And I'm telling you the truth when I say this.
I know. The eyes, Chico. They never lie.
That's right, Tony. Batman Arkham Asylum, the game, on what was at the time next gen, which is now what I consider to be old gen, was probably my favourite single player game of all time. There was something about that game and its claustrophobic feel, with the combination of Batman's eternal nemesis, the Joker,
Love what you've done with the place.
and a revolutionary free-flow combat system that made it perfect. But it wasn't just that. The storyline, the graphics, everything about this game was just right. Arkham Asylum ticked all the boxes for me. The single-player replay value, the Riddler puzzles, the combat and stealth challenges, the addition of the Scarecrow nightmare levels which came unexpectedly and made the skin crawl.
Boy, little bat, you're in my world now.
Was just perfect. There was nothing I didn't like about the Arkham Asylum game.
Oh, hiya, B-Man. Harley Quinn here. How do you like my new uniform?
Oh, actually, there was one thing. Why the hell did Xbox never get the Joker as a playable character on the challenge maps? Now, onto Arkham City.
Right on time.
One of my most highly anticipated games at the time. So with the success of Asylum, I guess RockSteady thought bigger was better. And my friend Tony would agree.
Wanna play games? Okay. Say hello to my little friend!
However, I have to be honest with my initial impressions. And they were,
Wow. What a home.
it was quite daunting looking over Arkham City, trying to work out where to begin. Flashing lights everywhere, people screaming in the streets, radio signals going off. But once you dived in, it had everything the first game had, but a much less claustrophobic feel, which was an aspect I really liked in Arkham Asylum. Arkham City incorporated new takedowns and the ability to dismantle and destroy enemy weapons, with new villains and of course the beautifully designed and playable Catwoman. With her own DLC missions, the storyline again was just brilliant and stayed true to the Batman comics.
How's it hanging, Harv? Come to Kitty.
Now, Arkham Origin. Some people don't even consider this to be part of the Batman Arkham trilogy, as the game moved away from my beloved North London and across the pond to WB Montreal, who bravely took on the task of trying to carry on where RockSteady left off, or where they began. I'll let you figure that one out. So, Batman Origin. I would like to say it exceeded expectations. Unfortunately, it just didn't. Don't get me wrong, it was a very good game. Had I not played the previous two, I'd have probably called it one of the finest games known to man. However, there were quite a few areas that let it down. But let's start with the positives. We got to see Batman encounter the Joker for the first time, and the origins of Bane, which really was one of the more memorable boss battles in the Arkham series. Also, we saw the shocker of a boss that was the Electrocutioner, who I was really looking forward to fighting, but I guess WB Montreal just thought, nah, can't be bothered. Also, the new ability to reconstruct a crime scene gave it a new element. And as for the combat, it had some new stuff in there, but nothing really impressive. Just really a couple of new martial arts bad guys. So a few negatives, it definitely didn't seem as polished as the two releases before it. It had quite a few glitches all around the city. I paid for a season pass,
What have I got to show?
and all I got for my money was a very disappointed feeling. With no playable campaign DLC and no additional achievements or trophies, I was just disappointed. But one saving grace, we got to play some challenges as Slade Wilson.
Ah, I gotta love the ones that make you sweat.
Get out of it, Deadpool. I said Slade, not Wade.
Apparently the Joker's afraid of me. Wouldn't let me out.
The Deathstroke character and the boss battle against him was just cool, but WB Montreal left us hanging. What were they thinking? No campaign DLC as Deathstroke? RockSteady would have done it. So, time to go back to the future, with Batman now facing an all-new enemy from the depths of RockSteady's creations, and tailor-made just for this title. Batman, the Arkham Knight, has opened the door to many questions, like, who is the Arkham Knight? Has Batman really gone and got himself an Iron Man suit? Is the Joker really dead? Will we see Deathstroke again?
Oh, man, this cat video is hilarious!
God damn it, Deadpool, get the hell out of here. And are we going to be able to spam the Batmobile and not actually have to fight anybody at all? Also, I'll be interested to see what new moves and gadgets Batman will have at his disposal this time. But I just have one problem. I love the idea of having the Batmobile available and being able to use it in free-flow combat. I just hope it's not an element that ruins the game. If you can literally drive around in tank mode and blow anything up that moves, it just might take away from what made the game so brilliant in the first place. Anyway, moving on. I actually had a chance to speak with one of the guys from WB Montreal back when Arkham Origins was due to be released. And I remember saying to him, wouldn't it be cool to play a mission as Bruce Wayne and drive a sports car around the city and stuff? He said it would be too much like GTA. But it will be funny if RockSteady have thrown that in there. So anyway, back to the gameplay. We can see there's a lot more contextual takedowns added, and new villain types and new tricks to deal with them also. And now, Batman has the ability to tag and take down multiple enemies just like Sam Fisher in one almighty combination takedown. And I really could go on forever talking about this game, but I'll save it for the full review. So if you're after a game where you can pick people up and drop them on their heads like the UFC light heavyweight contender Daniel Cormier, and get this game, that won't be a problem. So I really believe this will be the finest next-gen game known to man. Well, at least until RockSteady start working on a Man of Steel game. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe, share this with your friends, and follow me on Twitter. And this week's finest subscriber known to man and 1000th subscriber is Matt the Shooter. Thank you, Matt the Shooter. You really are one of the finest subscribers known to man. And I really hope you'll stick around and keep supporting the WhatGear channel. And I'd like to thank all of you, because without you, WhatGear would be going nowhere. So keep an eye out for my celebratory 1000 subscriber video. Hopefully I'll have some good little gifts to give away.
Yes, Commissioner.
Hey Batman, Troy from WhatGear. I just got one question. Who the hell is the Arkham Knight?
I'll call you later. Alfred, tell Mrs. Cooper that we called from Slater's Slough and that we sighted some night flying birds. And tell her we'll be late for dinner.